Good morning. Welcome to commission meeting for February 11th. Before we get started, I'll tell you that ice is no one's friend. So if you see me moving slowly, you know what happened this morning. So with that said, good morning. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and Jenna, will you lead us, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right. Fayette County Commission will meet as a Board of Equalization and Review. Terry, do we have anyone to present?
As far as I'm aware.
Anybody on Zoom?
Today was also the day the state was supposed to be here, but I'm assuming since they didn't have anything that they didn't. So.
Yeah, they don't show up when it's those times.
All right. No one's on Zoom?
Nope.
Then I'll motion to adjourn until February the 18th, 2026 at 9 a.m.
Second.
Got a motion second on the floor. All those in favor?
Uh,
Aye. Okay. Tara?
Nothing good.
Good. We need to, do we have vouchers and invoices
Several questions. This year or this week on those.
this year?
Yeah, I need somebody from the fire department to answer them.
We don't have anyone representing our department.
Not right now.
Mm.
Yeah, can we, I mean,
Yes.
I had a couple of questions. I'll just say what they were, but I didn't remember approving that carpet replacement in advance, and it was pretty expensive. I don't know if it was damaged by flooding or if it just needed to be replaced or what. I wanted to make sure that all the vandals charges for Meadowbrook were gas and there were no food items included.
Where was the carpet at?
I think that one was at Golly River. And then I want to have a discussion about whether we should be making improvements to buildings owned by municipalities. Too. Now the county located fire departments is one thing, but should we be making upgrades to buildings in municipalities then? This was a garage door repair, so it's not that big a deal, and it was only $179, but I do want to have a discussion about that. And with council and executive session, after Michael gets here. And then there was this one. And I just wanted to know what this one from Fayetteville Fire Department fire programs, it looks like it's software or something, and I want to understand what that is. Because we've got two different kinds of software deployed right now while we upgrade from one to the other. This is not one of those two, so I want to understand what this is. It's, it's annual access support and update, so it's something station and risk manager, but I'm not sure what that means. Those were my ones that I had concerns about or questions. It wasn't so much that I didn't think we should approve them. It was just things that I wanted to discuss. So can I move we approve them all except those?
That would be the ones we're not approving is number 2. No, that's Golly River. We want Golly Bridge, right? Name the numbers that you do that you want.
It was just the carpet expenses, and there were it was a few $1,000s of carpet expense from Golly River. And the I think we should go ahead and do the garage door repairs at Oak Hill, but I want to have that discussion.
Yes.
And then the other one I had questions about was the fire program software at Fayetteville. So those were the two.
2 and
And
9.
it's just that software. It's not anything else that I didn't have any questions about the rest of theirs. That software was $2,845 and the carpet was $2,895, coincidentally, almost the same amount. So I move that we approve them all except for those two expenses,
That would be items 2 and 9, right?
Yep.
but not the entirety of
Not the
items 2 and
entirety,
9,
just-
just those two items on
Yeah.
items 2 and 9. Just until we can get the questions answered.
I'm okay with that.
So a motion was made.
Second.
Got a motion second on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Meeting minutes.
I move we approve them. Gloriously short.
Okay, second. Got a motion second on the floor. All those in favor?
Uh,
Aye.
You said minutes and I wrote that instead of what I was wanting to write there.
Yeah, Elizabeth said it's minutes, not hours. All right, any estate settlements today? Okay, all right. Ruth, to you.
Michelle.
Okay, Michelle?
Okay.
So. First item on the exhibit list is, actually, she's handed you number 2, which is, we'll do number 2 first, because it's. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's easier to do that one first.
Well, I'm just signing now.
Good, perfect. 'Cause that is just standard
Since
fare.
all
We
three
do
of
it.
us need to sign it.
Yeah, that one is standard fare. We do it every year. It's ordering in the number of election officials we need for the election. And then I'll send it to send it out to the executive committees to ask for.
Blue.
Then I'll send it out to the executive committees to ask.
Hey, Ruth, can we reprint this, please? I used the wrong color pen.
You can just write beside it. It's not gonna be that big. Does it have to be pretty?
Okay.
You okay?
Yeah,
And
just
just over
wait.
that black.
Little teacher, oh wait.
Yeah.
We were talking about that last yesterday. All right. I know you're doing more than one thing at a time.
I'll let you borrow that. pen.
Oh,
I'll have
well, thank
another
you.
one.
I will make sure I give it back to you.
I will too.
That is just the standard order that we do before every election that I send out to the executive committees, to let them know how many people they need to
Okay.
try to give us names for.
I move we approve it.
Second. Okay, got a motion second on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
The first one, which is now the second one, is back in, after our first meeting in January, I had a conversation with Allison about our fiduciary commissioners. And so, I decided to send all of them a letter asking them to give us an update on all of their open estates. And I apologize for not getting this out to you in electronic form, but.
And the reason for it is we have some estates we have some that have had no action taken. You guys remember we had that issue on the agenda in January where we had one who hadn't taken action at all, and the lawyer had come to us and asked us to do something with it. So we referred it to circuit court. But that commissioner was not the only one we've had issues with. I have personal knowledge of another. So I asked Michelle to kind of get a feel for what we were looking at here.
So the top one is the letter that was sent to each fiduciary commissioner. There are 4 right now. Requesting the information, and this kind of report is actually required by code. We have not received them for probably a decade or more from the fiduciary commissioners. And so I included the code and asked for a deadline of January, have it before the January 30th meeting. The next 2 pieces are the only responses that I received. Gavin asked for more time. He didn't have, that was not enough time. Month that we gave him. And we did get Mr. Tissues. I got a verbal confirmation from Mr. Clay that we're working on it. We just don't have it yet. And I have heard nothing from Mr. Hara regarding this. So it is a non-update update. I mean, I don't, so.
Okay, well, that's consistent with what we're getting from them as commissioners too. I'll just say.
So we have one that has asked for more time. We have one that is fully complied. And we have 2 that just haven't.
Yeah, Mr. Clay did say that his assistant did say, like, it's just been really busy. I have to do all the tax. She does all their tax stuff in addition to. She just was like, I just didn't have enough time to get it.
I should say accepting him because he usually does have it
Yeah.
together. So, but of course, Mr. Tissue has his all lined up and set out for us, and he's here, and we don't get complaints about him. I'm going to want to discuss that issue in executive session when we go in later.
So, Commissioner Taylor, you have confused council.
Why? What?
Said Mr. Tishy was here.
No, did I say he's been here? Oh, that's what I meant to say. All right. Well, I would like to discuss this issue in executive session when we go in later.
Is the fiduciary commissioner in the room with us?
They're all haunting me as we speak.
All right, thank you guys.
Okay, thank you for the update. I appreciate it. So. Okay.
Okay, the shooting range proposal contract, we did not receive it until yesterday. And we didn't have a chance to go through it. So I'm going to motion that we move that to the 18th. So we'll have time to review it fully.
Second.
Got a motion, a second on the floor. All those in favor? Okay, thank you, Ruth. And we're giving him extra, huh?
You can get started if you want.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start him. Sheriff, your budget presentation, please.
All right, fiduciary proposal. We've asked for an increase in our overtime expenditure. The current budget is, 171,000 from general and 100 from the levy. I'm asking for both of those to be bumped to 100 each. The main reason behind that is right now we're doing really good with our overtime budget. We're looking to move to 12-hour shifts to maximize our coverage in the county. The thing with the 12-hour shifts is you don't know that 911 center works best and it's built in overtime. And we've done calculations, myself and chief, and we feel that this would be adequate amount of money to expend to cover that built-in overtime and things and still cover the rest of our overtime expenditures as well. We actually think this year we're going to save money in overtime because we're going to try to start flexing our magistrate court hours and things like that. We spend a lot of money on overtime that's wasted in magistrate court because our guys will stand over there 3 or 4 hours. And we're going to start cutting back on that by flexing time. Also, our holiday pays, we're not going to do our holiday schedules like we used to. If they're working, they're going to work them. And we figured out that from past practice, we're going to save a lot of money moving forward with the overtime that we've been, encountered with holidays over the past years. That's our biggest expenditure in the budget of overtime is holidays. So that's one thing we're asking. Portable radios again. We asked last year. We're still out of radios. We didn't get anyone in this last previous budget year. I'm requesting 30,000 for the purchase of 5 new radios. That's what I got a quote on here from Motorola. That's what they cost for 5 radios. It's 30,000. They're not cheap. But we have guys that are now. I think we got guys sharing portables. So yeah, we're better than yeah.
What type of radio do you use?
I can't remember
Is it Motorola?
Yeah, Motorola's. It's the ATX 4000. Yeah,
Those-
they discontinued the ones that we were using. I don't think we can get batteries for them anymore. It's about a problem.
That keeps happening in fire departments too.
Well, these companies do that on purpose.
Yeah, 100%.
And Philip Pack helps you with those?
He does. We actually got some of our portables are on loan from the 911 center where
Yeah.
we're so low on. Some of them are just old, they're 20 years old.
They become obsolete, don't you? Can't find parts, can't find.
Correct. And keep controllers, can't get batteries. So it's a pretty important officer safety issue for us right now.
Communication, if you can't communicate, I don't know how you function. Correctly function.
Are you requesting these things from the levy account or from general county? Or
Well, I just kind of kept that.
threw it out here and let us
Because-
figure it out?
Or Ruth,
Yeah.
because she knows these numbers very well and what's going on in each account all the time. So I think if we all put our heads together, we can probably figure out what would be the best place to take it from.
Do you think 5 radios will satisfy you?
You gotta start somewhere.
All right, good deal.
Okay.
Why would we wait?
I'm concerned about the radios. I was gonna say, I don't wanna wait on those. Yeah.
Kind of like talking about the radio thing with the, those spending requests we talked about earlier.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you,
I'm on the same page.
I'm glad you mentioned that, cause I was thinking the same thing. That's like a vital, you're borrowing them from 911. It's only a matter of time. Something else is gonna go down. You're not gonna have anything to communicate with. How many do you need?
In theory, probably 15.
Can we start with 5 and then we?
Yeah, let's work with 5 and then we'll work our way up.
Yeah, I mean, 5 isn't very many, so I just, given the number of deputies you have.
Yeah, it'll help us a lot. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jack, but I think that, Philip is getting some new portables and he's gonna give us some more.
That's right.
Like they're gonna give us a few more, I think 5 to 6, cause I think they're upgrading theirs. So from what I've been told, we're gonna get 5 or 6 of these new APX 4000s, and if we can buy 5 of them, I think would be good.
That would be a great scenario, yes. I'm appreciate you,
Congratulations there.
Chief Deputy. Appreciate you, Sheriff. I mean, and we do believe in communication, you have to communicate.
Are we within bounds, since he had his budget presentation on the agenda today, to go ahead and vote on the radio purchase?
So discussion and decision.
I thought we were going to do that this year, not for next year's budget.
So if he has.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Not consider it like within the voice, without using a voice.
Yeah, just do that. Yeah, you're right, though. You're right. It's next year's budget. Let's put it on next agenda next week's, because we're meeting again next week. So we'll put it on next week's agenda and tell us how many you need to get by,
Okay.
for now.
And how long would it take the radios to come in and be programmed if you order?
I think we can get them a whole lot faster than we can get anything else.
It's been so long since
Since
we've
we've got
got
any radios.
Well, and be sure you have backups too.
It'll be a problem.
All right.
I can let you know this evening if that's something you need to know for next meeting.
Yes.
Philip will know.
Yeah.
Get the, we wanna expedite this. We wanna make it legal. We gotta do it legally. We have to do it legally, but we wanna expedite. We don't want you guys out there with lack of communication.
We got new portables and instead a while back and he had done.
Good deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but there's not a run on radios. They're gonna be like 6 months out. That's what I'm worried about. I know.
You're worried about ordering them and
Get them in when you from, start to finish, we want to know, so we can put a rush or talk to someone to say, hey, these are priority. As Jack has just mentioned, we need these radios.
Tanya said it will take about 2 weeks for them to get here and a day or 2 to program them. Thanks, Tanya.
You're good with that?
Your
Huh?
sister has spoken.
Yeah.
Makes sense. You had celebrated your budget.
So for my next
He did.
item, I'm going to talk about my budget request to Celebrate. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Celebrate. That is the program we use to download evidence off of cell phones.
We're familiar with it. We've
Okay,
worked
good.
with
I think,
Anthony on it. He did a
I think in the past.
special
it's
project
just-
for us.
Just purchased from the county. It never was budgeted in anybody's particular.
Correct.
That's correct. And then the other issue that we've had since I've been in office is the license. The term of the license has always expired in March, which doesn't coincide with our fiscal year. So last year, we ended up asking them for a quote to get us at the end of June. So now the license term begins July 1 and ends June 30th. We just got the quote for the upcoming year. Much to my amazement, it only went up about $1,000.
$37,075.
And I've already started my annual dunning of law enforcement agencies. Met with the Park Service on Friday to see if they would be willing to contribute. Task Force has agreed to contribute. I'm gonna run down our Nicholas County College to make sure they're still on board with it, but I think the issue that Jess and I talked about was I guess you put in for the full amount.
Yeah, I went ahead and put it.
Yeah, I asked him last year to budget the full amount since it's his department that's,
So then when the money comes in from other agencies, would that go to Ruth and then Ruth would, what happens to that?
that's a question for Ruth.
Yes.
And I think Ruth suggested the best way of dealing with that was to use levy money.
And then as it's reimbursed, put it back in the wallet.
Agreeable, council agrees with that?
Yeah.
Good deal.
Any problems for you, since them?
I'm fine with that.
Okay,
We gotta have it.
well, it is the commission, I'm sure. I mean, they've had to listen to it for 2 years, ask for money on it, but it's incredibly helpful in drug cases and sex offense cases.
I think if we can do it like this and budget it, I don't care to budget it, moving forward, it'd probably make everything easier on everybody.
Yeah.
I'll continue to ask for money from whomever.
Solicit.
It's just not a local problem. It's a national problem, and that does solve a lot of cases.
I mean, they're the only game in town, so they can essentially charge whatever they want, and that's the problem.
Well, hopefully they were kind.
They're not shy about asking for more money, success.
Well, I'm good with it.
Good with it. Keep going.
All right. I don't know if you guys are aware, but we received a grant from Miss Cavado and Miss Miller for $340,000 for the purchase of vehicles, for this year. So with that amount of money, what I'm gonna ask for is $340,000 is roughly what it cost us last year to buy and outfit 5 vehicles. That's what we got out of the budget. If I can purchase 8 vehicles and ask for $160,565 out of the budget, I can outfit 8 vehicles for half the price of what we paid and outfitted 5. And that would obviously help us with our fleet even that much more. So that's what I'm asking for in the vehicle budget is $160,565, and that would outfit 8 Durangos right now.
I asked Ruth to put a letter on the agenda, to Senator Capito and Congresswoman Miller to thank them
Absolutely, yeah.
for the funds, so we can co-author that if you want. Like, we have to vote on it,
Yeah.
but if you want to co-sign with us,
Absolutely.
thanking them for it, because that's, I mean,
That's-
they had to have gone
that's
to
a
bat
big-
for us.
That's a big deal.
It's a big deal, and we can, if you can think of anything to inform that we can put in the letter, just send it to Ruth, like the impact it's gonna have on your department.
Okay.
And, we can put some stuff about the impact on the county budget too,
Absolutely, yeah.
so they understand what a big deal it is.
And I'm also gonna ask for the fleet report that shows how much mileage, how old the vehicle is, what type of service and repair it's had.
Uh,
So I need to have that.
Kevin keeps that up to date.
Okay. Send it to me, or send it to Ruth and she can send it out to us.
Hey, you keep that for your concurrent goals.
I was like, who's Kevin? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I was kidding. I knew his real name.
So what your request is, you want to take the money that was allotted to you from Captain or Mr. Miller's office and then add 160,000 and buy 8 vehicles fully equipped.
That would be, yeah, that would, the 165 would cover the striping and the outfitting, the electronics and.
The lights and sirens and stuff.
So you can buy 8 Tahoes for $340,000.
Durangos. Yes, sir. Hey, it's actually, what was it this time?
It was 41.5.
Yeah, and last year we paid 43 something for them, so they've come down a hair.
Yeah.
So,
No Tahoe?
no. There's only one.
Appreciate your
There's only
responsibility. Well, we appreciate your
Well-
responsibility.
They're hard to get.
Oh, okay, all
They're a little bit too big for
I'm-
around here. All right, the rest of it, I'll be short here. The materials and supplies, uniforms, K-9, firearms training, travel, our transportation OT and animal control OT. I've asked for all that to remain the same. We can get by with that. I would also like to ask for a raise for my civilian employees. And I'm asking for 250 a month, what I'm asking for, and that's the ladies in the tax office, my ladies in my office, transport and animal control.
What about your friends at,
And forensics, yeah. Yeah, don't forget Amy and her.
That's happened before. She
I
was
did.
forgot, not by you, but.
Um, and for the rest of the uniform guys, currently, we've been paying quite a while. I think there has been budgeted for quite a while, $240 for their longevity a year. I would like to see that get bumped to $300 a year for their longevity to keep us a little bit up to par for the guys that plan on staying here 25, 30 years to help with their retirement. And on the subject, before I forget, I would also like to request, I've completed everything Ruth requires in the budget for our animal control position. So it's all ready to go. However, I would like to see, it only makes sense to me that that position go into the animal shelter's budget. It's done this year. If we want to move it to their budget, if y'all want to move it to their budget, it would be fine. If not, it would be done after she's finished. But I think it would make more sense because he spends his time between there and calls and works under everything they do, and they know what he's doing, he knows what they're doing. I think it would just make more sense. Plus, if they have any questions on we've purchased his uniforms and stuff in the past and things like that, that's all in the budget. So if
You're
they
just
have
talking budget or command and control? Okay,
both,
see, that's what I thought. All right.
I have a question
That makes
on,
sense.
on that budget. If you could turn to that sheet, please,
which one?
to the dog warden sheet.
Okay. Go ahead.
Up at the top, it says that salary and wages, $292,820.
Yeah, that was last year's. I don't know why. I don't know why that's like that. That was on there from last time, but that should.
where we started paying.
Okay, all right, thank you.
That was moved over.
I was gonna ask you that. I thought they're making pretty good money.
For 8 people.
Yeah, and if you'll also notice, I only budgeted it for one animal control officer this time instead of the two, so we'll have that extra if you don't want to budget for it.
Okay,
And that's all I have.
Well, thank you.
Questions for me?
No, but I do want to ask you all when Ruth crunches these numbers, as we are trying to fund the shooting range, we need to find a balance because some of that shooting range funding is going to come out of that law levy also,
Yeah.
and probably opioid. We have other sources where we can put some money into it, but we also have to get that New River Health building remodeled. I'm hoping we can apply for some grant funding for that and get it, but
Okay.
there's just a huge number of things we have to consider.
Appreciate your service.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all.
thank you, thanks. I want to, we just touched on grants. I want to give everyone my thoughts. As tax cuts are given to us all, which is a good thing, I feel that our grants are becoming smaller and smaller. So it's going to be important that we start looking at, do we need to make cuts? Is everyone, correct for the fit that we need? Do we have the right people? Do we have too many people? And how can we move our budgets around in order to make it? I just don't feel that we can rely on grants like we have in the past. And I think it's going to become an issue if we don't figure out a way now, while that there are still some grants out there, it's going to make all of our life very, very hard over the next few years. So that's my thought. Jack?
You just think about it and get that.
technology wonderful. It is wonderful. We just have to.
Good morning. I've been tasked to brief you on the county's emergency operations plan. What this plan is a countywide framework for emergencies and response, recovery, and anything that goes wrong. It applies to hazards, county and municipality partners that are indispensable with response to man-made technological hazards. It aligns with all FEMA and WVEMD requirements. That's the state and federal. What it does is it affirms the county's supremacy during emergencies. It defines its decision-making and coordination structure. This is what's required when we're facing emergencies, and it provides a unified response across all jurisdictions. So, for instance, if you have something in Gully Bridge, there's a unified response from us to them to the problem. Okay. Protects the life, property, continuity of government. The county commission is a supreme decision maker for this. The county commission president is the chief executive during emergencies. And he has the authority to declare local and.
Are you sure about that? Because we've explored that a bit, the state of emergency thing. And I think legally we determined only the governor could declare a state of emergency, and that we have to he would have to request that through you.
Right.
But
So
technically we wouldn't get the same forgiveness on state contracting things unless the governor declared it.
right.
We wouldn't get any relief even if we declared it.
So it goes from me to him to the governor. Now, a local is declaring these streets are unpassable for whatever reason. Okay. And there's some outlying response that needs to happen. Say there's a fire. Okay. That is a local state of emergency.
Mhm.
Then it escalates from here to the governor. Okay. And that is the state of emergency. Okay.
And what you're saying is you notify the president of the commission, which would be John, and then John would notify the governor that this is our intent.
Yeah.
And the governor would give his input
Right.
or resource. to help.
Right. And it goes hand in hand. He can say, he can deny, or,
That makes sense.
Well, and the implications, Greg, are kind of broad, like, all these contracting deadlines that we have to do where we have to post something a certain amount of days and put it in the newspaper a certain amount of days. It allows us to circumvent some of those to a degree to get a response in place.
Yes.
It was something we were hoping we'd be able to do with the whole Campbellton Hollow mess. And another thing it does is it makes us eligible in some cases for FEMA funding and things like that. So it's more about, it's more bureaucratic than it is practical, because our people are going to respond.
right.
But it's more to kind of give us support at a higher level where we need it is the purpose of it.
Yeah. And power to allocate funds, and staff and equipment.
Good deal.
All right. Some of the hazards include flooding, winter storms, dam failure, power outages, radiological events, which God willing, we never have, and security acts of terrorism. And that can be technological and physical. Technological as far as a cyber attack, and physical, say, a threat to Bridge Day. County's risk profile, have a population that is highly rural and limited access routes. It makes everything critical from highways to railways, and utilities. And as I said, this has an impact on tourism and natural resources. The Emergency Operations Center, which is at the 911 center, goes into effect. An executive group, you guys, and whoever you choose from here, acts as the executive group, set policy, and make decisions. Okay. An operations group, which is myself, the high sheriff, the fire service, whether that's a local chief or the fire association. And then the analysis and resource group, which is mainly Ruth in that instance, is all in support of whatever decisions we make at the time.
So do you have for the different types of emergency we might encounter, do you have core members of these ops groups identified
Yes,
in the plan?
but it's also it leads to fluidity. You know, we're not chasing to one style or anything, but most of us know who's going to be there when it happens, whatever it is.
And while I understand COVID, was extraordinary in so many ways, there wasn't something like that in place at the time. Like they formed naturally based on who was involved. And so I just wanted to make sure that we're anticipating, how we're going to organize if there's another health emergency. I mean, the ones we deal with all the time are kind of obvious, but then there are others like who's going to spearhead a cyber attack on us? Our GST, our contract provider. I mean, I'm just that kind of, a ransomware attack or something like that.
Right.
Something that,
Yeah, and not being able to speak for what happened in the past, this should have been in place.
yeah, oh yeah, I agree.
Okay.
And should have been updated. And the updated part, that's why Jack and I looked at it and we determined it hasn't been updated in several years.
Yeah.
So, Jack worked his hind end off getting it done. And I applaud him for everything he was able to get done.
Well, we needed it because I know, I remember having one of my first discussions with Tanya when she became the director at 911 was, we have storms all the time. We have trees going down all the time. Why don't we have an organized response when this happens?
Right.
Why don't we have a plan in place when it happens? Like that is not something, that's not a derecho. That's not, I mean, a derecho is more extraordinary storm, but it was a regular thing.
Mhm.
And we didn't even have a basic, they knew what to do, but there wasn't a structure in
Yeah.
place. And that was, I'm glad you did that. Thank you.
And keeping up with technology is where we have to be. So it continually changes. We have to continually develop with it.
Exactly.
And I'm reading the PowerPoint here, and it's talking about EOC, and FEMA and all this stuff. Those are after the fact. I mean, what I'm more concerned with you is the immediate attention we need to pay. I mean, is that set up where we have immediate attention? If we need tents or warming centers, or if we need to buy something, who buys? Who is the purchaser?
Right. Yeah, it is. So you have a winter emergency,
Sure.
let's say, a call comes in from, a community center. They've identified a need, maybe it's, an exceptional need. I can virtually, create an EOC, okay, without everybody being present, but present over maybe, Zoom, okay, and make an emergency purchase through you guys. Okay.
There's also going to be a training at the end of March. And Jack can supply that date to us in case anybody would like to go. But all the emergency response teams are going to get together and do a training at the end of March.
Yeah.
Okay, Jack, you got like 4 minutes.
Okay. So my role in this, I coordinate with all the other aforementioned heads, and I activate and manage the EOC, serve as the liaison between WEMD and FEMA if that's necessary. I oversee planning, training, exercises, and updates. And it is my intent to make an update on this every year. Partnerships, we don't go anywhere without law enforcement, fire departments, okay? That's and EMS, that's part of the reason this is so important. It unifies our response. It gets decision makers in a room and you make a decision. Nonprofit partners, Red Cross United Way, they're essential in winter. Right now, you know, they supply our cots and give us training on how to accept these people. State and federal, like I said, this could be a search and rescue. So we reach out to the state police or National Park Service, WV Fusion Center. We work with them for Bridge Day response, and the West Virginia Army National Guard. You know, right now we've got freeze season. A few weeks we're going to have flood season.
Maybe sooner than you think.
Yeah, private entities. We keep an open line of communication with Walmart. You know, Kroger, any large retailer.
Yeah, Little General tends to donate
Yeah.
to our things. Also, don't forget the Boy Scouts. They have been a good resource when we've needed water buffaloes and things like that during water shortages.
And don't forget Lowe's. Lowe's is very
Sure.
active in the community.
Sure. Next slide. The initial costs are covered with departmental budgets, but to expand out, you start with everything that's covered under Chapter 15 of the West Virginia Code. Okay, that authorizes me, you, what we can and cannot spend on. After the fact, you get FEMA, public assistance, and individual assistance. There are criteria for each, and the governor's contingency. If the governor so wishes, he can intercede with funds for manpower. And like I said, I intend to update this annually. Next, I listed all the annexes, but you know, that's it's up to you if you'd like to hear about them, but suffice it to say, there is an annex for everything. And there's a lot of room to write new annexes, which I would like to write one for next year.
The one thing about this is all on our website, thanks to Philip. He has everything updated, everything there, so you can go and check it out at any time. Anybody from the public can look at it too. Also, Tanja being the great person she is, she let us know that the training is on 3/26. So anybody be interested in going to an emergency training, contact Jack and he'll get you lined up with whatever.
Where is the training, Jack?
It hasn't been determined yet.
To be
Yeah,
determined.
we're gonna have that meeting at 11.
11 o'clock today,
Yeah.
yeah. So Jack, thank you. We're gonna stay on top of this. We're not gonna let it die. I mean, this is, I think there was one hospital not listed. The other hospitals were with old information. So now we're on top of it. And we're gonna make sure everything stays updated.
We've done that and, you know, by engaging them.
Yeah.
They've become willing partners. So,
So any questions for Jack?
Like we've already asked him, haven't we, Jack?
All right, thank you, sir.
Thanks for
all
coming.
right.
Thank you, Jack.
Appreciate it.
Okay, now we have two things. The funding development priorities for the county for the next few years. And then we also have a request for reallocation of ARPA funds. At this time, I would like to go into executive session for attorney giving us the right way to do things so that we don't make any mistakes. That could cost us.
So legal advice on those two items and also
Your
the
thing.
fiduciary commissioner
Yes.
matters. So can we start with the fiduciary commissioner and then bring everybody else in?
That's fine.
Okay, because that'll just take a minute. I just want to talk to our lawyers about that.
Welcome back to our commission meeting. We were in executive session and no decisions were made. Commissioner Taylor?
I'm gonna move that we postpone the Mount Hope discussion for another week. Until we can talk to the mayor. And ask him some questions. He wasn't available for today. We have a couple of things we want to discuss with him first.
Yeah, Brandon, we'll also ask that we get the actual written copies from the two people, the service pump supply and C2G engineering. I guess those were the two that you're actually presenting.
In any bid documentation you have where you guys bid that out.
Where you looked that up. We appreciate you coming in though, but we have some questions for the mayor too. He was unavoidable. It was unavoidable.
Yeah, they're policy issues. They're not water plant issues. They're not water plant.
Yeah, they're
issues.
fine. They're nothing to do. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you could do the plans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I second Commissioner Taylor's motion.
Okay, we have motion second on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye. I think we got everything. I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Second?